and it simply wasn't good enough. All right, it simply wasn't good enough. It was a very, very poor performance. In all honesty, we are freaking lucky to even get a point from that game. It looks as though Scotland were more likely to score. They were more organised than us. Whenever they had the ball, we didn't press. But whenever we had the ball, they pressed us. They were more organised. There wasn't enough forwards in the box, enough people in the box. I don't know why he took off Kane for Rashford. I think he should have brought on Calvert Lewin. I thought he was going to start Grealish at the start, but he didn't. Overall, it was just. Do you know what? It wasn't. It wasn't good, but it wasn't crap. But it wasn't good. If you know what I'm saying, it's just like we really shouldn't be drawing that game. We should be beating Scotland. Like I don't care. We should be beating them. And now the fact that we can even beat Scotland at Wembley. Bear in mind the last team that they played beat them. I forgot who it was. That's a major warning sign. So if we're struggling to beat teams like Scotland, then how the frick are we going to cope against teams like Belgium, teams like Spain, teams like Italy, teams like um, teams like Portugal, teams like France, and that's just my worry. And this is the thing. I feel it just wasn't good enough. I just feel as though the play could have been better. Like in the first 10 minutes, don't get me wrong. First half, we were all over them. We played some good football. The tempo was high. We were really getting in their faces. But then, like after the first 10 or 20 minutes, it just kind of died down, and our tempo just went, and that's where it just kind of annoyed me. And I'm just like, well, what the frick? It's like we just slowed down, and then Scotland slowly starts to get into it. I mean, we had a chance on John Stones set piece there. He hit the post. It was unfortunate for him. Obviously, didn't go in. We had a few chances. Mason Mount, he should have probably scored as well. We had loads of chances, but if I'm honest, they had the better chances. Scotland had the better chances. If I'm being real with you, if they were more clinical, then they probably would have scored. I mean, Shea Adams right at the end. If he just controlled the shot, then that would have gone in. Uh, Through the brilliance of what Jordan Pickford, if Jordan Pickford didn't make that save, then we'd be 1-0 down. That shot from Dyke, I don't know if it was going in or not. I assume that it was just going like straight past the post, but maybe it could have curved in. I don't know. But we had to get Reece James to head it out. It just wasn't really good enough, to be honest. I don't know. It doesn't feel we didn't lose, but it feels like a loss, and they're celebrating over that, and that's what kind of annoys me. And I don't really want them celebrating over a point because we're the favourites to win it, and we should have beaten them. In all honesty, we should have demolished them. And we didn't win. Like that's the first time that's a 0-0 at Wembley, and it just never happened. Like Jack Grealish, he tried to do a few things, trying to get into areas. It just wasn't working out. I don't understand taking off Rashford for Kane because it's like I guess we were trying to play the ball over the top, but they were just sitting back, so it just didn't work. Sterling tried his best as well, wasn't working out. The touch was off. Phil Foden didn't have the best of games. Making runs in behind, but it was either offside or his touch was just poor. Mason Mount didn't have the best of games either. Kevin Phillips and Declan Rice. I feel as though in the midfield we needed like a maestro. We needed someone like Iniesta, someone like David Silva, just to like make that, just to play that through ball in, just to make that creative pass. And I feel as though none of that really happened in the game. We had literally two CDMs, Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips, and they just didn't really do a lot. And I just feel as though Scotland had the better chances, and we were actually lucky to get a draw off it. And I don't know, it just really wasn't good enough. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're second, we're on 4 points, but really we should have won. Like it's just not good enough. It's just a really, really poor performance, if I'm being honest with you. Like we actually should have won the game. And Gareth Southgate and the boys have a lot of freaking work to do because there's no way we actually should have lost that game. We have to do work in terms of how to break teams down because if you got teams like Italy and France, they won't play like that. But they have more flair attacking talented players. So how the frick are we going to cope with them when you had a team like freaking Scotland that nearly scored 2 freaking goals in the back of our block like net if it wasn't for Jordan Pickford and there was it if Che Adams didn't miss time his shot and Dyke didn't mess up his shot as well. All right, those men in the middle, freaking Billy Gilmore and McTominay. McTominay did bits. He literally just closed us down. He closed us down completely, and it just wasn't good enough, man. See, games like this just worries me. Games like this really do worry me because if we can't beat Scotland, then how the frick are we going to cope against the big teams? And this is what annoys me because people say, "Oh, we can't handle the big teams. We can't do this. We can't do that." And I don't want it to be another repeat. It's just a red flag. It's red flags and it's signs that Gareth Southgate needs to change. Either needs to change the system, needs to change formation, or needs to see who can play, who can change the game during those moments. Because you're gonna have games throughout that campaign where a team will just sit back like that. And I just don't think we were more clinical enough. Didn't time our runs. I don't know. It just wasn't the best performance. I'm not really too proud of it. My heart's racing. I feel as though we're lucky to even get a draw. I didn't even think we were gonna. I'll be real. I was just hoping that Scotland don't score. I was just hoping that we didn't concede. That's literally what I was thinking of. Not us even freaking trying to get a goal because I just didn't see us getting. I just didn't know where the goal was coming from. I couldn't see us getting a goal. I mean, Sterling freaking dived. I mean, no, he didn't dive. There was contact there, but it's not enough for a penalty. But yeah, I've seen decisions like those given in the Premier League, so I don't know. Man, it's just not good enough. Anyway, if you guys enjoy this review, make sure you leave a like. Don't forget to click the subscribe button as well. There's going to be more reviews coming out like this. Message to Gareth Southgate in England, like, you should have played better. It's not good enough.